Egypt is reeling from some of the worst violence since the government was overthrown. At least 12 people were killed and hundreds injured when security forces marched on protesters occupying Cairo's Tahrir Square. Parliamentary elections are only a week away, but the protesters say democratic change isn't happening fast enough. Middle East correspondent Anne Barker reports.
Cairo's Tahrir Square is the battleground for a whole new uprising, this time against Egypt's military rulers who took power from Hosni Mubarak. Protesters ran for their lives as security forces stormed the square to drive them out, with tear gas, batons, even birdshot. But after initially fleeing, hundreds returned to the square determined to stand their ground.
They are re-establishing the old regime, and we don't want the old regime. We don't want the generals of Mubarak. We did a revolution and we are continuing it.
The army moved in to back up the police, at times resorting to brute force. Only those in the act of prayer were spared. Nearly 1,000 people have been wounded in the past 2 days. Two-wheel ambulances rushed them to makeshift hospitals.
We didn't expect that we will return to the same place we used to work in January against the former regime. We are fighting against the same regime. Nothing changed.
The protesters set up camp days ago, demanding Egypt's military rulers move faster to hand power to a democratically elected government. Egyptians go to the polls next week in the first round of parliamentary elections since Hosni Mubarak's regime was ousted. But it'll take at least 3 months to elect a new government, and military rulers will still retain considerable powers, at least until a new president is installed, which could take until 2013.
We need civilian rule. We need a president that we're all agreed on. We need a constitution before the elections that'll get rid of the remnants of the previous regime.
With the political temperature rising in Egypt, protests like these are bound to grow. Anne Barker, ABC News.